Robert Stanley Maguire was born in Fort Monmouth, New Jersey on April 6, 1947, in the back of his uncle's car. His family moved to Atascadero, California, and he was drafted to the U.S. Army in 1966. He was going to Vietnam. Maguire started his tour of duty on February 8, 1967, the day the Tet Truce began. The #1 song on the charts was I'm a Believer by the Monkees.
I thought love was only true in fairy tales, and for someone else, but not for me. Our love was out to get me.
Maguire was part of the 16th Infantry stationed in Phuoc Long, South Vietnam. He served as an infantry direct fire crewman, meaning he used a recoilless rifle meant to be fired at close range. While the war raged on, protests became commonplace on the home front, where young people began to question the government's actions in Vietnam, where their generation was dying at an astonishing rate. While the war dominated the mood in America, 1967 proved a pivotal year in popular culture. Rolling Stone published its first issue on November 9th, putting John Lennon on the cover. In December, The Graduate was released. Today, it is regarded as an embodiment of the rebellious spirit of the 60s. Jimi Hendrix played his first American concert at the Monterey Pop Festival, where he famously set his guitar on fire. Robert Maguire was killed at the Second Battle of Zombo in the province of Phuoc Long. 16 soldiers from his Alpha Company and 20 others were killed in the battle. His cause of death was multiple fragmentation wounds. He died on the battlefield on June 16, 1967, only 4 months into his tour of duty. Following a trip to his brother's grave, Chris Maguire reflects, "I found where someone had removed the can for placing flowers at the site, and placed a full 32-ounce can of Miller High Life beer in the place of the flower can. Bobby loved his beer and would enjoy the gesture as well as the can of beer." His sister recalls, "Bob was what every big brother should be to his little sister. He was 7 years older than me and could be very fierce in protecting me. He wouldn't let me forget that I was a girl. He taught my brother and I to roll our swimsuits up in a towel, nice and tight for easy carrying. He also made sure we knew how to make our beds, so tight that he really did bounce a coin out of them. My last memory of Bob is when he got to the airplane at that little airport in Pasos Robles, turned and waved goodbye. He was my big brother and I miss him every day. Even after all these years, I still watch for him to come home, demanding a cup of coffee, or at the very least, a hamburger and a Coke."